In this week's News Bulletin Roundup, police recover body of missing woman, property price hike continues, and duck shooting season kicks off this weekend. Police and search and rescue volunteers searching for missing Nelson woman Jasmine Taringamoa Gotti recovered her body from the Pelorus River shortly after 2 p.m. on Wednesday this week. Miss Gotti, aged 24 years, has been formally identified and her next of kin notified. A post-mortem examination has been completed and police are now awaiting the pathologist report. The matter has been referred to the coroner. Miss Gotti's body was discovered downstream of the Pelorus Bridge near Totra Flat. The site was blessed on Wednesday by local kaumātua. Meanwhile, police are on the lookout for a white 2001 Ford Courier ute with a fiberglass canopy, which was stolen from Christchurch on the 30th of April 2013. The registration is FJQ582. The vehicle was spotted being driven up Gardner Valley Road, Upper Mootri, on Wednesday at around 6 p.m. The vehicle turned onto the coastal highway heading towards Motueka. Police would like to hear from anyone who's seen the vehicle or knows where it might be. Please contact Nelson or Motueka Police immediately. And the lock it or lose it message is not getting through. Nelson Police are becoming frustrated with people leaving vehicles unlocked with valuables inside. In the last week, police have had 15 reports of property being stolen from vehicles in the Stoke area. All 15 vehicles were left insecure by their owners. Sergeant Craig Barker says members of the public need to take more responsibility for keeping their property safe. He says every one of these thefts was opportunist and the vehicle owners made it extremely easy for these people to take their property. Craig Barker says something as simple as locking the vehicle would have prevented every one of these thefts. He says over the same period there have been no reports of vehicles being broken into in the area. And the rush is on for TV installers around the region as demand has jumped for people wanting their digital TVs hooked up at the last minute. Mainland TV's Chrissy Small went to Nelson TV and Video to speak with Paul about the demands they're facing and also how people can help themselves with the switchover by doing a few simple things.
I'm down here at Nelson TV and Video with Paul to find out about the problems that could be going on for people trying to cross over to digital. Paul, how is the changeover going?
Well, at the moment we're certainly very busy. We're getting a lot of people that are perhaps thought they'd already changed over to digital, but perhaps somewhere in the past they've actually managed to go off digital on their TV and go back to analogue. And of course, suddenly their TVs disappeared last weekend. So some cases it's just a matter of re-instructing people on how to use their TV or their existing equipment. But a lot of people do need to do some work on either their TV or upgrading their aerial system to get digital properly. So,
yeah. And so you've got quite a long waiting list for customers at the moment, do you think?
Well, currently we've probably got a waiting list of about 2 weeks. We do try to fit in a few. Occasionally we get people who have just lost their TV completely. It's what we call a trouble call, where they don't really need, say, a major installation. They just need some instruction on how to use or retune their TV. So we do try to fit those jobs in amongst our major jobs, so people don't have to wait too long with no TV at all. But certainly for full installations, we're about 2 weeks at the moment.
Right. Now, with these full installations, there's of course 2 options, satellite or UHF. How many of each are you installing? Which is the preferred option?
Well, the way Freeview is set up is that people should try and receive UHF Freeview first. Satellite should really only be a fallback option if you live in a country or out in the country, or you live in an area that's maybe shielded from the transmitter. So it should really only be your last option. You should really always try to receive Freeview terrestrial first.
Right. And of course with the new TVs it has the built-in receiver, of course, the Freeview receiver, and the new TVs are high definition, and some people may not realise that how to get a high definition signal is only through terrestrial.
Well, that's true. So if you go by a satellite, it will always be just standard definition, whereas if you go via terrestrial, you're certainly going to have high definition TV. Not on all the channels, but on the main channels, it's definitely high definition. So that's a big advantage and a big plus. And of course, if you go terrestrial, you've got the advantage that you get the mainland channels as well. So that's plus. There's an extra 8 channels there, plus 2 radio channels. So,
that's right.
So it's worth having.
Yeah. And your advice to people is, if you want to get mainland, point towards Takaka Hill.
That would be my advice, though. In certain areas, there is 2 transmitters for mainland TV. There's one on Takata Hill and one on Princess Drive. So it depends where you are as to which one that you're going to aim your arrow at. But for a lot of people, Takata Hill transmitter is probably the simplest one for them to go for.
Paul, thank you very much for your time today. Good luck with all the installations that you've got on. You guys must be running around rampantly with trying to catch up.
No worries, thank you very much, and I better just go on and go and do some more work.
Asking prices for properties in the Nelson region keep climbing. The latest report by realestate.co.nz shows the median asking price for Nelson homes was $456,000 in April, a lift of 5.2% compared with the previous month. Meanwhile, the number of listings in the region rose 4.5% last month, with 211 properties listed on the market. The New Zealand Transport Agency and Nelson City Council are embarking on a joint investigation to examine the feasibility of a number of different walking and cycling options to improve the functioning and safety of walking and cycling along Rocks Road. The road is considered to be a key link into the city's wider walking and cycling network. As part of the investigation, NZTA and Council will consider the impacts of those walking and cycling options on the future capacity, safety and functioning of Rocks Road for all users. Nelson Mayor Aldo Miccio says councillors met with NZTA representatives this week, where they acknowledged the need to move forward with the investigation for walking and cycling options along Rocks Road. He says they'll continue to work closely with NZTA to ensure Nelson roading needs are understood and taken into account in future planning. I spoke with NZTA Regional Director Jenny Chitwind about the investigation. So basically, the NZTA, you're interested in fostering this walking and cycling culture within Nelson?
So Nelson City has a great walking and cycling culture, and we're really pleased to see that. This study is all about how we can make sure that Rocks Road links into that walking and cycling network really well. So the study is all about how we can improve walking and cycling along Rocks Road, and how to have it safe. But also, we need to understand how any walking and cycling improvements might impact on the functioning of the state highway, because it is a state highway, and we need to make sure that Rocks Road is functioning to move people and goods around the city, as well as for walkers and cyclists.
Sure, and it does seem that some people are quite worried about the safety aspect.
So when we look at the different options of walking and cycling for the future for Rocks Road, one of the key parts of that investigation will be looking at just exactly the safety of those options, and the safety for walkers and cyclists, but also for the safety of other users of the road as well. So safety will be an absolutely key consideration in this investigation.
Meanwhile, the Waterfront Association, the group set up to lobby for protection and enhancement of the Nelson waterfront, has recently described the planned boulevard concept around Rocks Road as a dangerous and possibly tragic development. Mainland Chrissy Small headed out to the streets of Nelson to ask people whether they thought the idea of having a boulevard was good or not.
I don't see the point of a boulevard if there's nothing there apart from a pavement. You know, if there's no other attractions, there's no cafes, there's no shops, there's no playgrounds. It's just an extension of the existing playground or the existing pavement. I don't see the point.
Okay.
Because it would be expensive, I guess. So
yeah. They're looking at an idea of putting in a boulevard for walking and bicycling.
Well, no, I don't think it's a good idea because there's too much congestion with traffic around that side of town, and we've only got that part and the main road coming in, so it's no good for traffic.
No, we're spoiling Locks Road.
Right.
So keep it preserve the beauty on Locks Road.
So do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yes, I think it will enhance the area considerably and make it more tourist orientated than what it is.
I haven't even heard about it.
Okay, do you think it would be a good idea to put a walking and biking boulevard around there?
Yes, I do.
The boulevard idea around Brooks Road, what do you think of it?
I haven't really looked hard at it, but having seen that sort of thing in many overseas countries, I think it's a heck of a good idea.
Definitely, absolutely, great idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Future thinking. Yep.
An intensive effort to beat pest butterfly breeding has continued in the region. More than 200 great white butterfly infestations were found and removed in Nelson, Tasman last month, more than double those detected in March, as intensive efforts continue to beat an autumn spike in butterfly breeding. Great White Butterfly Eradication Program field staff, numbering around 20 at a time, carried out around 5,200 garden searches in April, looking for the butterfly's caterpillars and eggs. The escalated search effort will be kept up during May. Department of Conservation Motueka Area Manager Martin Rodd says the success of the DOC-led program to eradicate the great white butterfly in Nelson, Tasman hinged on knocking back this autumn butterfly breeding spurt with the help of local residents. He says the number of finds of great white caterpillars and eggs was well up in April from 88 in March. He says they're finding more in part because they've had more field staff searching and also because there are more infestations with this breeding surge. He says their field teams can't get everywhere, so they're counting on local people looking for clusters of great white butterfly caterpillars and eggs on garden plants and reporting any found to the Ministry for Primary Industries 0800 80 99 66. And now Mainland's Chrissy Small headed out to capture on camera more of the aftermath of last week's flash flood. She spoke with Sport Tasman CEO Nigel Muir about the damage to Saxton Stadium.
Nigel Muir, thank you very much for coming down here. You're the CEO of Sport Tasman, and it's been a heck of a week for you.
Yeah, sure has. We, like a lot of the community, got hard hit by the flash flood on Sunday. Yeah. And as you look around this magnificent complex, Saxton Field, you'll see quite a bit of that flood damage.
Yeah. Now, with the events that were booked to use the stadium, what is happening with those?
Well, Sport Tasman team are working very hard to find alternative homes. Firstly, within the Nelson Tasman region, and we've gone as far afield as Marlborough. Our hope is to keep any activities we can no longer host here in the interim in the top of the South region.
Right. Now, I see you have some council officials here today. Is it difficult for Sport Tasman dealing with two different councils over this project?
No, look, the two councils are very, very supportive of Saxton Field as a complex. They've invested a lot of time and energy and continue to be very, very supportive of it. Right. So no problems at all. Great.
And what about the floors? What's the verdict on those?
The official verdict is still coming out, but from my perspective, layman's perspective, that floor is severely damaged. So, I'd be very surprised if it's not a complete redo.
Right. Has there been any mention about what is going to happen in case of future events like this? Is there going to be more infrastructure put in?
Well, I think what listeners have to understand is just the unusual severity of this flash flood. I think building code usually has, at its extreme, to be able to cope with 86 mils over 5 or 6 hours. We had well over 100 mils in 56 minutes. So it really was quite an unusual natural occurrence, I think.
So there is the infrastructure here, but it just couldn't cope with that particular event.
Absolutely. And I'm sure there'll be good learnings for what we can do better, and as there alternative ways to get that drainage sorted. But I think that there's little that anyone could really have done with the ferocity of what we faced on Sunday night.
Right. So it's all been gumboots on, cleaning gloves on. Everyone's been chipping in and helping clean up. It looks like you've lost your carpets.
Yes, well, this complex behind us here, Sport House, got particularly hard hit. So this is the home of Sport Tasman and 12 other sporting codes. The water came through the ceiling as well as through the floors. So it's pretty well been written off, and we've been working really hard with some of our partners and set up a temporary residence for the next few months upstairs in the old netball pavilion.
So for it coming through the ceiling, I mean, this is only a 2-year-old building, really, so that seems unusual.
Well, I think the water, I mean, I don't know the technical term, but certainly the water didn't have anywhere to go, so it just sort of backlogged up through the guttering, from what I can see. Right.
Well, look, I hope it gets sorted out as soon as possible. It seems a shame that it's all out of action, and I guess it will be out of action for some time.
Yeah, I think so, but we're working really hard, and the Sport Tasman team, the sporting codes, and really the general community have been fantastic in rallying around here. Yeah. So that spirit will take us forward and serve us well.
Yeah. Great. Thank you very much, Nigel.
No problems. Pleasure.
And 3 retailers have been caught out selling cigarettes to an underage volunteer in recent controlled purchase operations carried out in the Nelson and Marlborough regions. Nelson Marlborough Public Health Service put 17 retailers to the test in operations carried out in Marlborough and Tasman earlier this week. Controlled purchase operations are conducted by smoke-free enforcement officers using an underage volunteer to ensure tobacco retailers comply with the Smoke-Free Environments Act 1990, which prohibits the sale of tobacco products to persons under 18 years of age. Public Health and Oral Health Service Manager Stephanie Reid says they're disappointed that they got 3 sales during this operation. She says all 3 sellers will be sent an infringement notice with a maximum fee of $1,000. Stephanie Reid says retailers are made aware of their legal obligations throughout the year, so they're very saddened that some retailers still continue to sell to people under 18 years of age. And with the duck shooting season starting this weekend, Nelson Police would like to warn people shooting around the Waimea Inlet area that there's now a cycleway in the area, so police warn don't mistake a cyclist for a duck, or don't miss the duck and hit the cyclist. And after the break here on Mainland Television News, we look at a recent regional economic activity report, and Nelson's singer-songwriter releases new single.
Get your hands on some Roman technology. Discover the amazing legacy of this great empire. Check the Nelson Provincial Museum website for special ticket deals.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after-sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Waimea Telecommunications, specialising in free-to-air digital television, internet broadband connections, telephone and telecommunications systems. Call Julian Toon at Waimea Telecommunications on 544-4203.
Mandy Computing welcomes you to our new location at 124 Vanguard Street, Nelson. We offer an extensive product range of computer, hardware and software. We supply, install and service, provide support contracts. Over 30 years of expert advice for home and business customers. Come and see Murray, Steve, Fraser and Denise. Give us a call, 5468045. Mandy Computing, we have megabytes of experience.
FAV Mobile Solutions are the scooter, walker and wheelchair specialists for the Nelson region. Call in and see the huge range available. Take one for a free test drive and pick up your free booklet guide. They also provide a rescue service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. Come in and see Robin and the friendly team at FAV Mobile Solutions in the Richmond Free Car Park opposite the Old Town Hall.
A regional economic activity report just released by the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment shows the average household income in Nelson is higher than the national average. The report for the first time pulls together in one place the available economic data on all our regions. It also provides a breakdown at the regional level of some of the specific initiatives the government has underway under its business growth agenda. Economic Development Minister Stephen Joyce says the report is designed to encourage more debate about what it takes for a region to be more successful and to more clearly think the decisions that are made by local stakeholders about resource allocation and usage to the number of jobs available in the region. The report shows the average household income for Nelson is $90,600, which is $10,000 more than the national average. Meanwhile, the average household income in the Tasman region is much lower, on $54,000. Rental costs around Nelson, Tasman amount to around $16,000 a year. On the job front, the unemployment rate is 5.2% and the employment rate is at 64%. In Nelson, the largest majority of filled jobs are in healthcare and social assistance, education and training, retail and trade and manufacturing. Meanwhile, in Tasman, by far the majority of filled positions are in the agriculture, forestry, fishing and horticulture, followed by manufacturing and retail trade. Nelson-born singer-songwriter Bryce Wastney, who was recently signed by USA record label Music and Film, has just recently released his first single called Dead Man Walking. Bryce worked closely on this project with producer Stephen Wrench of Lynyrd Skynyrd, Rick Springfield, Axl Rose and Toto fame, recording his single here in Nelson. Dead Man Walking can be described as folk country rock, which will be promoted by Music and Film's network of 50,000 radio stations worldwide. To find out more, go to his website www.brycewastney.com.
Thought you were too old for laser vision correction? If you're between 40 and 65, you may still be eligible. Laser blended vision is a new treatment, offering you freedom from glasses and contact lenses. Get a suitability assessment or a brochure now. See more clearly. See the Eye Centre.
Nestled in the garden city of Christchurch is one of New Zealand's most beautiful and famous holiday parks, where we join the wildlife with a warm welcome to all visitors. The canopy of trees and gardens provide a tranquil setting amongst all the amenities, playgrounds, swimming and spa pools, and entertainment on a grand scale. This wonderful park offers the weary traveller a haven of quality. Low-cost cabins, motels, tourist flats, caravan, campervan and campsites. Meadow Park, located on Cranford Street near the main North Road, Christchurch.
In the centre of Mapua is a magical shop called Tessa May's. With a whole lot of attitude. You will see bags from Italy and France, jewellery from Israel, beautiful quilts from Kashmir, Angora throws, furniture and cushions, wonderful products from all over the world and New Zealand made. The customers are saying they could stay all day. Call out and see the friendly staff at Tessa May's, the village centre, Mapua, open 7 days.
Are you looking for a local printer? The Copy Press in Stoke has practically everything you might need. We are specialists in layouts and design work. Whether you need promotional material, business cards, laminating, binding, laser and digital copying, including copying your photographs or printing your digital photos. We also print short book runs. For all your printing needs, come and see the team at the Copy Press in Stoke.
If you have a digital TV and you're watching Mainland Now, you should be able to switch between the digital and analogue TV channels, including Mainland TV. Most digital TVs can switch between the digital and analogue TV channels. If you need help tuning into the new digital TV channels, please give us a call. Nelson TV and Video Services, 41 Halifax Street, Millers Acre Car Park.
fun night out with the girls this Saturday, 4th of May at the Boathouse, starting at 8 p.m. Nelson fashion houses Trouble & Fox, Kit and Profile will show their new collections at a special fashion show in aid of the Kiwi Kenya project. Organised by local woman Sarah Bickerton, all proceeds will go towards building a new home for the orphans Sierra worked with last year. Tickets are $25 from Trouble & Fox, Bank Lane and Profile in Hardy Street. And Jenny and Home's fundraiser Mother's Day Fun Run Walk for the Women of Nelson in conjunction with Heart Foundation Go Red for Women. That's starting and finishing at Jenny and Home's in Champion Road. The 5-kilometre course follows the Walkway Reserve, all flat, no hills. Register online at genian.co.nz, enter before the 2nd of May and receive a free goodie bag and event t-shirt. Stoke seniors sit and be fit at the Stoke Hall on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 11 a.m. There's great music and fun while you're getting fitter. For more information, contact Shirley on 547 1433 or 021 121 8023 or contact Stoke Seniors on 547 2660. And Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. Join in for cards, games and a cuppa. For more information, please contact Jan on 546 9057 or 027 4577 955. And on behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thanks for joining us. Have a safe weekend, and we'll be back again next week for the latest in news and events from around the region.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
If your eyesight is getting you into trouble, call the Wellington Eye Centre. We use some of the most advanced technology in the world. The Eye Centre. We'll get you seeing clearly.
How happy are you with the quality of your digital prints? And how safe are those precious memories stored on your computer? Hi, I'm Simon from Nelson City Cameras. Quality 6x4 prints are easy using one of our 8 photo kiosks. Join our loyalty club and print 30 photos or more, and the photos are only 39 cents each. As a member, you also get 50% off enlargements and other great benefits. But wait, there's even more. Our user-friendly kiosks allow you to create photo books, photo gifts and even canvases. If you need a digital camera, binocular, tripod, we have a great range and selection, and our advice is free. We have a fantastic range of photo albums and picture frames to suit your needs and your budget. So print your memories, don't hide them, relive them. Come in and meet the team at Nelson City Cameras, Nelson's most experienced camera shop. 25 years serving Nelson.
Hi, I'm Duncan from Health 2000 Nelson and Richmond. At Health 2000, we are the experts in your good health and well-being. If you have questions about natural health, we can answer them. Health 2000 Nelson, Motueka, and our Richmond Mall store is now by the new entrance.
Hi everyone, you're tuned to Mainland Radio 1 Digital and to your local FM radio station. I'm Larry London from VOA Music Mix, bringing you news on the hour from around the world, plus music 24/7, from the latest hits to those classic favorites to jazz on Saturday mornings, plus much, much more. You can contact us by Googling Mainland TV or follow us on Facebook. Cheers from the team at Mainland Radio 1 and VOA Music Mix.
Looking for a professional web hosting service at an affordable price? EasyWeb offers a money-back guarantee with no hidden costs. EasyWeb have fast and reliable servers and free technical support with daily backups. EasyWeb, your specialist for hosting WordPress websites and blogs. EasyWeb are New Zealand owned and operated, so check it out today. EasyWeb, 0800 394 932, or head to the website www.ezi.co.nz.